has our opinions on certain things. Let's get rolling with it. How's things with you and this DJ life? How's it?
Things are good.
Yeah.
They could be better.
They could be better.
They could be better.
Are you excited for this year when it comes to music?
Fuck yeah.
So for those of you who have not tuned into our last episode, in that episode we discussed who we are and like it's more of getting to know us. We're so happy to have you guys. We're so happy to come to you guys and speak to you guys about everything we want to speak to you guys about. I'm Seanella.
I'm Roxi.
And yeah, let's get into everything we need to discuss. Happy New Year to you guys, by the way. It's 2022. We're super excited for this year. I feel like this is we're getting out of everything else that we were into, meaning the pandemic and everything. So I think this is going to be a really good year and we're excited for it. We have a few things we want to discuss today. We're going to get into some music. So she's a DJ. Music is her thing. She's the musician here. She has a music air. She's everything about that. So Roxi, tell us about the music world. There is a tad bit of a lack of representation for the house and the techno genre for Black people.
Yeah.
So give us like an insight on what you feel about that and maybe ways that we could possibly help creatives understand more about that and where it should go.
All right. House music was created in the late 80s, early 90s by Ron Hardy, Frankie Knuckles, Mr. Lee, Jesse Saunders, J.M. Silk. I could go on and on. But essentially, it was primarily gay Black men that needed a space to party. Since the mid-90s, Black people have become vastly underrepresented in the electronic music scene. Okay. From there, I want to talk about my goals for the music industry and how I would like to see Black people represented. So I myself, I'm a Black person, I'm a female, and I'm going to advocate for myself and people like me. There is a minuscule amount of Black female DJs in the electronic scene, and I think a large part of that is because there's not a lot of female DJs and there's barely any Black women. So there's no representation, all right? Doesn't mean we're not there. We just don't get the backing. And we don't get the backing by these large labels, mostly because they probably don't see the value in us.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Anything that Black people touch turns to gold, especially when it comes to entertainment.
Right.
So thinking that a Black woman or a Black DJ doesn't hold value in any part of the entertainment industry is ignorant.
Yeah.
Period. We have the numbers. We see what happens when Black people thrive. So what I would like to see is urban labels recognize that EDM is urban music and have a section of their label dedicated to signing Black EDM DJs. It'll provide us with the capital, the resources to promote our music. It'll ensure that we get a seat at the table when we're talking to people like Insomniac. Not even a seat at the table, just open the door for those conversations so we can be represented. And we need powerful people behind us to help. Period. That's what I would like to see.
So do you think there's a reason why there's such a lack of representation with the house music? Do you think that a lot of these major labels are just looking at just the streaming aspect of things and being that, I mean, I'm not too sure how many people are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to stream this house music while I work out or anything like that. So do you think bigger record labels are thinking like, okay, how is that going to make us money? Even though, on the other hand, you have all of these festivals that are bringing in a lot of ticket sales and stuff like that. Do you think that's what they're thinking about, the streaming aspect of it?
I think they're thinking about dollars, period. But also, Insomniac puts on all the EDM festivals.
Okay.
Their festivals are some of the most profitable festivals out there, and it's only growing. So I'm going to say this. I do think that the music industry sees the value in EDM. Black people in that scene are not supported in ways that I would like. Urban is just a code word for Black.
Right.
And Black people need support in that aspect.
I have a quick question with that. For example, let's go back to, I think it's 2019 or 2018, where Tyler, the Creator, said something on the Grammys where it's like he's tired of being categorized in the urban section. He wants to be something where it's just say I'm like a hip hop artist or a rap artist. Do you think Do you think other people want to be in that subcategory of urban in that sense? Or do you think that it should be a call to action of, okay, just put us on the map?
I think the first step is to give us the support that we need.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cute for a hip hop artist to say that he doesn't want to be labeled as urban because he already has a bunch of support.
I see what you're saying in that way, but I do think when he said that, he meant to like stop putting us in like a category in that sense and give us all the props as to who we are and what we're doing.
That's not happening. It's not for Black DJs that spin EDM. It's just not happening.
I think the music industry, period, is that it's not really helping a lot of Black creatives get everything that they need. They're abusing Black creatives. But at the same time, it's very shocking to see that there's a lack of representation for house and tech music. And there should be a call to action. Okay, what would the call to action be? In your mind?
I think the call to action should be either these large labels have a quota.
Okay.
And seek out blank amount of Black artists and dedicate resources to them. And urban sections of these labels bring us in.
Okay. Do you think that urban DJs should also take that skill of production and make some really cool house tech beats to help artists and musicians? Kuki Kawaii, how she uses that Jersey dub type of vibe and make cool music with it. Because now we have TikTok and we have these things where people are like doing all these dances to their songs. Do you think that would be a cool call to action for more DJs to collaborate or use that production aspect of their DJ skills?
Look, most DJs do produce their own music. I'm asking the labels to support Black DJs.
But how would the labels be able to support Black DJs if their ears are not to the streets in that way?
Well, it's their job.
It is their job.
It's their job.
Let's be very honest. They're finding these white artists because of streaming platforms like a TikTok, because of Instagram, because
so
of these things.
They can do that with Black artists. They can do that with
They
Black
could do that with Black artists, but don't you think at some point also as creatives, it's our job to push ourselves before big labels are able to hop on what we're doing?
What I want to see is more representation on a higher level.
Okay.
Not the grassroots, because we're all grinding. I'm talking about getting our foot in the table to sit with people from Insomniac and get put on these festivals, get put on the bills. That is a whole nother level. Yeah. And that's where I want to see a bunch of Black house DJs thriving.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. I understand that. I'm just thinking in the sense of like a record label, they're thinking about marketing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like collaboration is key in growing a brand. And to grow a brand for yourself, okay, you can grow your brand, but then what if as a DJ, you create a cool house techno beat and then you collaborate with an artist that could help in that way. So now when you do get to go on tour, people are already listening to songs and shit that you're already...
I'm sticking to the call to action in regards to large record labels dedicating spots for Black EDM DJs.
All right, that's cool. I'm here for it. I respect it. And I hope that some way, somehow, during the year, that could start being placed into action and DJs in that genre are able to come aboard and get that rolling and get festivals, because I know touring and festivals really make a lot of money for the artists.
For sure.
It makes a lot of money for these companies too. I personally don't know the steps it takes to go there in that sense. So I'm just trying to understand the idea of, how can that work in that sense of how my brain works. But that's not here or there. Thumbtack on that.
Thumbtack on that.
Yeah. I'm happy to know that's one of your goals, and I really hope that that's able to happen really quick and really soon.
I'm not banking on it, but I'm speaking it into existence.
As you speak everything into existence, the universe is listening. Well, that's amazing. When are you dropping your next mixtape, since you're in that?
I'll drop my next mixtape within the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing that, and hopefully our reviewers are looking forward to hearing that also.
For sure. So I want to segment into fashion. I talked about what I'd like to see in 2022 in the music industry. Can you give a little bit of insight of what you would like to see in 2022?
Well, for me, for 2022, I really just want to see sustainable fashion make a breakthrough. I think we have been making some sort of gateway into that world. As everyone knows, if not majority knows, that the fashion industry is the most wasteful industry. And I would like for us to stop wasting and like take care of our planet and to create a sustainable wear for people. So sustainability is it for the new year and beyond. And hoping that fast fashion dies out. I would really like for these fast fashion brands to look within and be like, okay, let's stop wasting all of these materials and really creating eco-friendly materials for people to wear. That would be amazing. But that's just where I see that. And my goals are also for like these smaller designers to get their credit where their credits are due. Give them their flowers. They're doing great things. I love the whole upcycling, recycling of kind of vintage wares. I enjoy seeing these designers do that, and I would love for them to collaborate with other brands and get things rolling and just see a bigger picture. But those are my goals for fashion.
Okay.
For now and beyond.
One other question is, how do you foresee these larger brands like H&M or Fashion Nova getting into that?
Well, the thing
or
about
getting
it,
out of it, really?
The thing about it is companies like Fashion Nova and H&M, they're doing a pretty good job at how they're marketing this thing.
Yeah.
So they're getting these celebrities to be brand ambassadors for them, and they know that the consumers are glued to their phones looking at how these celebrities dress and what they're wearing. But the thing about it is also is the fact that the celebrities are wearing Balenciaga, they're wearing Bottega, they're wearing luxury brands, and they're not wearing fast fashion. But what I think could possibly happen is that more people are using their money to buy great materials so that brands like an H&M and a Fashion Nova would be forced to go back to the drawing board and figure out how they're able to get the right materials and do these things. But I can't see it not happening anymore. It's just impossible. You have women who need to go to a club for a party, and the first thing they do is go on a Fashion Nova website to buy a dress because they want the replica of what Kim Kardashian wear, which is like a Heath Ledger dress, but they want to wear the fast fashion aspect of it because Fashion Nova is really fast. They're like the epitome of fast fashion. Like you would see Kim wearing something, they immediately made something new already. And it's like, okay, you guys are really fast in that way, but also their price points are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think consumers need to understand that you're only going to have that for a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks. After a couple of washes, it's done.
Yeah.
You can no longer wear it. So it's like, why not educate yourself on the fashion industry and educate yourself on these type of things? And I know spending money on clothes may sound so stupid, right? But it's actually not that stupid. This is materials and clothing that you could have for years to come, especially if you take care of your clothing. Like some people constantly wash their denims. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You're not letting it get dirty, but give it like good wear and your cotton shirts before just throwing it into the washer and dryer. Give it a couple of wears before you wash it and air dry it instead of tumble dry. Okay. It's just little things you could do to like make your clothes last longer. And you get your money's worth out of it. You know, if I'm going to buy a pair of shoes for over $1,000, I'm going to take care of my shoes, but I'm also going to wear it. But it's how you take care of your shoes, right? You're not going to throw an expensive pair of J's in a washer and dryer. Why would you?
Nah.
And so people who throw their Vans into a washer and dryer, please understand you're ruining your rubber. Like, it's just little things you could do to really help yourself into that area. And I always say, like, get staple pieces in your closet.
That's the way.
So therefore, if you get spend money on those. Like, get a really cool outerwear jacket, a really cool sportswear jacket, get a nice pair of denims. You don't need to have 20 pair of denims in your closet. You can just have one pair that you could rock in different ways for different occasions. And if you have those staple of pieces in your closet, you're able to just buy minimal things and just pair it with it, and that makes everything better. But that's the only way I could foresee less people shopping at a Fashion Nova.
What are some alternatives for people that can't afford to shop for more expensive clothes, branding?
Yeah,
like,
vintage shopping.
consignment.
Yeah, consign like stores like Depop, eBay. I was just saying to someone the other day, you may not be able to afford $145 Birkenstock. You could go on eBay and find a pair that's used but good quality for $60.
Yeah.
And still looks amazing because at the end of the day, you want your Birkenstocks to look used. You don't want it to look brand new. There are other companies and other alternative, they call it dupes, but they're still using good quality to make those shoes. So if you're on a budget, do it smart. You don't need to necessarily go to Nudies and buy a pair of denim. You could go to Uniqlo and get a nice pair of Royal Selvage denim for $50.
Yeah.
And that will last you longer than going to H&M and buying a pair of denim for $29.
And Uniqlo, they do free tailoring.
They do free tailoring, which is another thing. Invest in getting a tailor. Love yourself a little bit more. Love yourself and love your clothes. Your clothes need great treatment. It will last longer. You will love it even more. I love when my stuff are getting a little bit older because then it fits different. It gets your body shape. But yeah, vintage shopping is a huge thing. eBay is still alive and popping. Go and splurge on a budget. But have fun. It's good. It's exciting. Support small businesses.
Do you want to talk about some small businesses that you like to support or shout out?
Yeah. For example, I like going to Wilder, Los Angeles. Suzanne is really amazing. She's the owner of Wilder. It's really dope. You could get a really good denim that's reworked, upcycled, 501 Levi's, whatever kind of denim you're really into. Again, the price range could go from 100 and something to 700 and something. It's a different price range, but it's worth it. It's worth that money. If I buy a pair of denim from Wilder, I don't see myself buying another pair of denim in like years because I will constantly rock that pair of denim. But yeah, just get things that work for you. I always say style can't be bought and can't be taught. So therefore, it's all about you and how you wear your clothes and what you like. If you like wearing tie-dye shits, wear tie-dye, like Laura. Wear cool tie-dye. And even that too, upcycling. You could get like a can of matcha and tie-dye your own shirts. Vintage shopping. Just cool stuff like that could really be amazing for your closet, for the environment, and for you. Yeah, that's my spiel on that. I am going to give my essential pieces that I think for 2022 you should have in your closet. It's a must. A mohair cardigan. Knitwear. Knitwear is hair and it's here to stay. I love it. Vintage denim, as I just mentioned. Go into a consignment store or a vintage store and getting some cool denim that works. Or go into a place like Uniqlo and getting like a really cool pair of selvage denim that works also. Workwear is cool. Get a nice pair of Carhartt pants that fits really well. Get a pair of Dickies. These are pretty like affordable quality purchases. A pair of penny loafers, always must have. Gotta have it on you. Which now everyone is pairing their penny loafers with some sweats, some denim. No socks. I prefer no socks, but hey, for those who love wearing penny loafers with socks, go for it. I'm not on that wave as yet. And yeah. Those are my main pieces for 2022. Have one of those in your closets and life will be amazing. Bam.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Vintage shop. Yeah, definitely enjoy your clothes. Yeah. Wear your clothes. Don't go buying expensive things and keep it in the closet. It's stupid.
Well, that's all I really have. I like to shout out on a sustainable tip, Wasteland. It's a consignment shop on Melrose in Los Angeles. I love shopping there. You can get stuff from $50 up. It's great quality, designer clothes. I like it.
Amazing.
But that's all I got.
That's all I got too. Yeah. It was a great show. We gave you guys a roundup of what we would love to see for 2022 in our respective fields and what we like. We're hoping that next time we join you guys, we probably could get some cool comments that we could talk about on here. So you guys should use that comment section and give us some tips. Let us know what you want us to chat about. If there's anything we missed, let us know and we could probably bring it back on. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us again. We appreciate you. Appreciate that you take the time to listen to us run along out. And we hope to continue doing this for you. This is creatives doing it for other creatives. All right.
Have a nice day, everybody.